How about now? Any audio? I hate this thing. All right. How about now? How about now? Trying to test and make sure I have audio that works. I think we've got it going now. The delay with these streaming apps is pretty crazy. Good morning. Let's see. Zoe the cat. First one up. Eric, Broke Picks, Transparent Eyeball. Morning, you guys. Glad you could join me on this early and for me, snowy and cold morning. We've got a little bit of a snow coming through, so that's always kind of fun. Makes it even a better day to be in here. I am still struggling like crazy with these live events and the different software that we use for it, right? So I'm trying to restream today, but I can't. I usually use OBS Studio, and that allows me to use my overhead camera and rotate the image and do all of that. But you can't do that with Restream unless you want to pay them gobs and gobs of money, which I don't have that kind of money to spend what they want. So I'm stuck having to use my phone off to the side to do this stuff. Makes it a little interesting, a little challenging. And I hate it because now I've got a tripod set up next to me and just really cramps the space, makes it harder to work on things. But it is what it is. So how are you guys all doing today? Everybody all right? The other weird thing to play with is the lag. There's a huge lag with these streaming softwares. I can do direct live stream with OBS Studio, and I find that works pretty well. But you can't invite any guests in. So that adds another layer of complexity to it. Let's see. All right, good. Glad it is working. So what are you guys working on or playing with lately on your locks? For me, it's this wondrous pack lock. This thing has been absolutely kicking my rear, but there is the bitting. Let's see if I can get it to focus up on that. On that one, lots of interesting lifts. Been working my way through it, playing with it. I'm getting close. I finally gave up and gutted it out and started doing progressive pinning. I'm up to 5 pins in this thing now and churning along. Morning, Rock Out. How are you? You know, that one is kind of a crazy. I have some other ones, but honestly, I've chewed up the keyway so bad on them. This is the easiest one to tension. So this is the one I'm working on. But yeah, it's a fun one. Just rake it. You know, I see some of you guys raking some of these locks, like even the 1100s and others. I cannot get those things to rake. I just have not figured out that. I can rake white, yellow, and even some orange belt locks, but I get beyond that and I don't get anywhere. Yes, crunchy is a very good word for it. That lock is something else. It is crazy. I've had the best luck so far on this lock with either my Jimmy Long medium hook or my dog leg actually works surprisingly well on that lock. So I finally got some more of those in. The one pair that I had, I shipped out to somebody to do some testing and review on it. So I finally got some new ones so I can play with my picks again. Excuse me, I'm having my morning coffee at the same time as I'm on here, so I need my go juice. You know, it surprised me how many people that have seen the key for this one are like, "Oh yeah, that's an easy one. That's a simple pick." Well, maybe it is for you. It is not for me. I was just going to show on this case again. I went through playing with this one the other day, reorganizing things a little bit, and just to give you an idea how much junk this thing can hold. First pouch here, I put all three of the dog legs. The second one are the elephant trunks. The big pouch, I have these in the 44 Delta handles. That is the medium hook elephant trunks that I've been testing. Then I've got my rakes in the middle, jimmy longs over here, tension wrenches over here. I mean, man, this little case, for how small it is, can just hold an amazing amount of stuff. Coffee and pick and wake a rake. Wake and rake, huh? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I can rake a bunch of my locks, but nothing above an orange, and even some of the oranges I struggle and can't seem to pick them. See, these are those medium hook elephant trunks. They're pretty nice. They work really well. I like the fact that you finally did a turn up a little bit on them. Hopefully that's something they'll be able to offer up and put out on their site here before too long, because they're pretty sweet. Let's see. And here in a little bit, I want to go over my giveaway entries. I actually have pretty darn good turnout in there, so I think that's outstanding. I did open it up to people that are not doing videos to be able to enter. I know a lot of channels out there, they won't do that. And probably in the future, I'll continue down that road and not do that as well. But I did it on this one. I really don't want to leave out somebody who's really, really new. Maybe they don't have the tools, they don't have the equipment to do the videos. They just haven't gotten to that point yet in their journey. But it can be tricky, I know. I don't know, that whole thing can be interesting. Over here. He Aaron over there made a change on the engraving on the dog leg picks. He changed the face up. It's a little bit darker, jumps out a little bit more. And then he changed the engraving for the pick. You can't even get it where you can see it. It's an outline font, and it's a little tough to see. A little tough to see that part, but we'll see. I think he's still playing with what it's going to look like. Yeah, I've tried releasing the shackle pressure. Um, really doesn't make any difference. It actually, once I get hit the pins correctly, it actually opens up fairly easy at this point. Um, it's just a matter of me learning the feel of these pins, because they are quite a bit different than what I'm used to in the 1100s. But it's, I'll get there. I'll get there. I've been working on this lock so much in hand picking it that I actually have a couple of sore spots in my hand from holding it. How crazy is that garbage? Pretty pathetic. Yeah, they can be, yeah. It's by far the crunchiest lock I've worked on yet. I know there are worse out there, and eventually here I'm going to get going. Yeah, exactly. A fistful of sand on them. Yeah, they are terrible. But I've got a couple of 1100s that are kind of that way as well. And when I gutted them to go through them, they are spool pins all the way through everything, and those ones are pretty dang crunchy too. And then I have a couple others that actually have master lock cores in them. I haven't tackled those yet. See, and there's one pin, for whatever reason. There's one pin in here that I tend to hit, and it just seizes the entire lock up. I'm hoping to get somebody who feels like hopping on and joining me, and I will share the link with them. It's always nice when you have somebody else on here. You're doing a little bit of yakking and somebody else for people to watch instead of watching me fumble and fight. Yeah, good one. For real. 1,100 lubes with grease and Packlock uses sand. That's about how it feels when you get in there. And maybe that's what I need to do is lube that thing up a little bit. I don't know. I've got some stuff I could shoot in there, but it's fun times. Like I said, eventually I'll get there. I'll keep chugging away at them and working on them. I still have an 1,100 I'm still working on that I haven't gotten open either. But my biggest struggle bus at this point is just understanding the feeling of the pins. You know what it's telling me for what I feel in there to help me identify what kind of pins and how much tension and what I need to be doing with them. That's my biggest struggle is, to me they kind of all feel the same. I just have not gotten to that point where I can tell you, oh yeah, that's a spool pin, it just isn't there yet. But it's all part of the journey, right? Yeah. The 1100 is an interesting collection of locks. They're kind of neat. I like them. They got a hold of that whole stash of master locks, and they're very, very similar. Hey, G Key Man, how are you this morning? They're very similar to the 1100. Of course, other than it's a master lock core in there. I think they were 6-pin. Glad you could join us this morning. Let's see here. It's nice to see a few people hop in. Do me a favor, hit that like. Always appreciate it. Let's see. Good grief. Well, like I said, if any of you are feeling bold and want to hop on and chat, let me know, and I'll throw out a link. We'll see where we go. Let's see. I don't know how many of you saw my video from yesterday. I had my granddaughter over. That little girl cracks me up. They spent the night Friday night. She got up Saturday morning and immediately jumped up wanting to pick locks. And her favorite is just this little tiny Master V line, 40 millimeter. She likes that one. But I got her to hop up into some of these Brinks. I got her opening those. I got her hopped up into this Master. She was opening that one. She was just having fun. She just thinks that's the greatest. Goofy little kid anyway. It cracks me up. Oh, yeah, I get it with the sick one. I'm kind of thinking that having the grandkids over might not have been a good idea. They might have shared. Are you out on Discord, Broke Picks? Yeah, kids are good at that. They like sharing the experience. Yeah, I would agree. Hope they feel better soon. Is it just under Broke Picks? Because I was trying to find you here just a minute ago. I had no such luck. So this is that little rake from Southern Specialties. Kind of a little bit of an oddball rake, but I actually find that little sucker works pretty well. And it's got a really nice tip on there. Works really good for single pin picking tubular locks. So that's kind of neat. Not that I've had much luck single pin picking them, but oh man. See, that's why I just hate this. Hate this kind of a setup. It drives me craziness. So let's see. Yeah, I screwed everything up with that debacle. Yeah. Any of you guys that do lives, what do you guys use for a setup for that, or what software are you using for it? It absolutely drives me bonkers trying to get in here and make it work. So I'm one of these, I really don't like having a tripod sitting right in front of me or right in the way. I just haven't found a good place for a camera. Well, I have a good place for a camera, but it doesn't work for live streaming. Yeah, I love the spinning mat. I have not used the pinning tray that's built in on the side over here yet. I need to do that one day. Those are nice, deep. So one thing I like, it's got nice high ridges on here. So when you've got stuff in here, it's not going anywhere. You know, they're it's great. It's this is my first pinning mat, and I'm very happy with it. Kind of has a little bit of that military vibe going on with the mace on one side, the sword on the other. So I like that. The glow in the dark, the little chevron stuff in the middle. Yeah, I really like it. Yes, I see a few of these of my dog legs are all out for delivery on Monday. So once you get them and you play with them a little bit, by all means, let me know what you think. Good, bad, ugly, and different. I want to know, right? Because if I get people that are far better pickers than me out there playing with them, and they say, "Yeah, these things suck," well, then they suck. Then maybe we move on and we try something else. To me, I really like them. I think they work really well. I am super, super happy with the way they turned out, and the fact that Southern Specialties was willing to even entertain and do that for me. I really presented it to them as, hey, if you want to look at these and test them out and see, maybe it's something they wanted to sell. But we went this route instead. So, hey, that works too. Never in my wildest dreams did I think. I think at the point that I was working with them and they were putting these out, I think I had like 35, 40 subscribers on a YouTube channel. It's like, why would anybody want to work with somebody that lowly down the tree on something like that? But again, just shows how much those guys rock. They really do. One of the better companies that I've worked with. Well, the ones I've reached out to so far, those guys have been great. I need to reach back out to Multipick. I was talking with them here a little while back. So, as a lot of you guys I think have already heard and know, I'm part of a preparedness group. So, when I started off talking with pick companies, I was just going around looking for some discounts. And Multipick did offer us some discounts on picks. We had to order, I don't remember how many it was, 10 to 20 units of each one. Hey, spontaneous disintegration is in the house. Morning, sir. How are you today? Glad to see everybody jumping in. That's great. So, yeah, it's been really kind of a fun journey so far. I've really enjoyed it. And man, the people in this community are absolutely amazing. See, that's about the end of my raking journey. I've got this big old master. What is this one? A 532? This is actually a tough little lock to open for me. I don't know why, but I kind of struggle with that bad boy. I need to figure out some different different tension tools that I want to play with. Ooh. Dropped it into a false set or an overset. Something happened there. Am I on here? Let's see. How do I let you in? Those of you that use Restream, how do you bring somebody in that is here to join you? There he is. I think I found it.
Ah, there we go.
There you are, good sir. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Now,
Yeah, we were talking about wanting to try your picks last night, I think it was.
yeah, I'm like I said, I'm excited to see what some of you other guys think of them. If they work, if they're just absolute utter garbage. You just never know.
Yeah, that's true. But if you don't try, you'll never know.
Well, yeah, that's right. Like I said, I was laid up in bed sick as a dog and thinking about picks, and that's where that kind of came to mind. That I thought that would be a good pairing. So I know I've
Yeah.
got WO3 Ray. He's got a set and been doing a little testing for me. I'm supposed to be putting out a video on him here shortly.
Cool.
See, and there's that pack lock. Finally opened. Maybe I need to be doing it in a vise, because man, that sure seemed easy.
Yeah, I got mine sitting up there on the wall with my 200K club thing, and I'll never take it off and mess with it again, I tell you that.
Well, and there I just screwed up my damn core and turned it the wrong freaking direction again, because I hate my life. This is the same stupid thing I did a while back on one, and by the time I got that thing opened up, by the time somebody gave me some tricks on how to do it, I had completely destroyed it.
Oh. I've destroyed many a locks. Yeah, we were talking about how it might be good for like me and lock squatch and with our hand issues, the way your pick is. So
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm excited to hear from everybody. Get some thoughts out there from people. I absolutely hate when I do this. I put it in the vise and then I just didn't see what the heck I was doing and threw it the wrong stinking direction.
are you going for the 200K club?
Oh, maybe if I ever get the lock to open.
I didn't know if you were doing the belt thing or
Oh, I am. I got playing with the belt thing, so I've been doing some of that.
yeah.
It's been kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm at the where am I at? Blue? No, green. Yeah, I'm at the green level right now. So I'm certainly not well. I'll just set that aside and I will fight with that lock later because I think I'm gonna have to get Western on that bad boy with a hammer a little bit. Get all the pins dropped out. Oh, spontaneous. It's only got 5 pins in it right now, not the full 7. I'm progressive pinning on that pack lock, so it's not all of them. I'm getting close. I need to add the rest of the pins back in here pretty soon because I'm kind of getting where I can get it with the 5 pin. And then the next one of them is almost a 0 lift, so you barely touch it, and then one high lift. So I'll just throw both of them in and get back to working.
Oh, I just figured out how to see the chat.
Yeah, that took me a little bit. I don't know. It's like I was saying on the chat. I use OBS Studio most of the time for doing my videos because it allows me to use all my different cameras, and I have a camera that's directly overhead, and I can reverse the image so it doesn't show everything back asswards. But I can't use that with Restream and be able to invite guests. They won't allow that unless I want to pay them gobs and gobs of money. So I'm not really looking to do that yet, but so now I'm just doing it direct through a Restream. Well, then I can't reverse the image on any of the cameras. So then I have to set up a tripod in front of me and trying to work with that, and that just gets in the way. I don't like doing that, but I haven't figured out a better way to do it yet. Morning, Dots Locks. How are you doing? Or whatever the heck time it is over wherever the heck you're at. You're over in Britain, I believe, right?
Oh, doubts.
Yeah. We got a decent turnout going today. Looking good. I greatly appreciate it, everybody. And if you're in here, do me a favor and smack that like button for me. So what kind of locks are you working on these days, Brooke? Just playing with a little bit of everything?
Yeah, whatever I can come across. I just got done doing a Medico M3 and a Medico FSIC, LFIC, and then a one of them Italian ISEO lock, a dimple lock, and
There you go.
some multi-lock interactives.
Yeah.
But I've
That
done
all sounds like fun. I've got one here that I want to play with at some point. It's a Corbin Russ one, but I think that one's a little bit outside of my level yet. This one, I believe, when I was looking it up, is has a double set, so it's got a master key and an operating key. But I was given that by a local locksmith, but I don't have any keys for it. So at some point, I'll get to picking on that one.
Yeah, you got to pick it to control.
Right. So
that's what I did with that Medico.
Yeah. 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 So that one's on my wish list for maybe someday I'll get bold and attack it and see if I can get anywhere. But I don't really know, because most of them that I look up, like if I go look these up on LPU belts, I can't find this lock. I find the Corbin Russ one, but it's what's the other name that goes with it?
SFIC, the small
form. A lot of them have another name engraved on it besides just the Corbin Russ one. I can't seem to find this lock out there.
Corbin Russ one. I got one sitting right here. Oh, mine just says cabinet lock. I can't remember what the other name is.
Yeah, there's another name that goes on some of them. That's what I found on LPU belts, so I'm not really sure what it is.
Yeah.
But I was hoping to find one out there, at least have some kind of an idea what's in them.
It should be pretty much just standard pins. I don't think you'll probably have a couple serrated, maybe a spool. Nothing crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love those.
Focus in on that keyway. I tore that keyway up because I wasn't using the right kind of a tension wrench. So it's kind of all mashed up in the bottom. So now that thing is just a bear to tension to even try to open this lock.
What is that one?
It's an 1100.
Yeah.
I'm going to go hit my local locksmith here in town. He deals with these American 1100s a lot. He supplies them to our local mines for their safety locks. So I'm going to go see if I can buy a replacement core for him, and I'll just recore it. Because I like the lock.
You can get a replacement one on Amazon.
Can you? I was looking around and I did not find them on Amazon.
Yeah, or I mean eBay.
Yeah, I did a little digging around through eBay.
If not, I probably got one laying around here.
So I keep hoping to, and I'm sure he'll have one down there, and I can't imagine it's too awfully expensive. And I'll try and give him a little business if I can. He gave me an entire bag full of cores and locks and all kinds of stuff last time I was in there. So
yeah, at least yours locksmith does. Mine don't.
He was really good.
I'm nuts, but I am nuts, so who knows?
Yeah, it started off. I had a guy that I work with that lost the keys for his gun safe, so he asked if I could come over and pick open his gun safe. So I went and did that with a tubular lockpick tool, and then we brought it down to the locksmith so he could use that to cut him a new key.
Yeah.
So then while I was talking to him, I asked if he had any old ones out there. He threw me a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, like the 1105. I think this one just says 1100 on it. That's 1100. I have a couple that are, I think, the 1105s. I've got the one that's going to my giveaway. What is this one? Yeah, there's an 1105 there. That one's good. That one's in my giveaway.
Nice.
I got to get down. We've got our local college has a shop here in town that you can go in and you can use their equipment. 3D printers, laser equipment, wood, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go in there and they're going to work with me, and I'm going to engrave my logo on my leather case, engrave my logo on a couple of the locks that I'll be throwing out there to people. So they charge you $30 for a day pass and use all the equipment you want.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, if you use 3D printer, you have to pay for the material, which that makes sense. Fine with
Yeah.
that. But they've got I think 5 different laser engravers in there and 6 or 7 3D printers.
Oh man, I'd love to play with that.
Yeah, and then they've got a huge woodworking and metal shop. They've got a plasma table out there. You can go out and do leather, do metal work and cutting, and then a full wood shop to do woodwork. All of that's available for everybody here. For a long time, they had it if you were a vet, it was free, but I think they finally quit doing that. But so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there ain't nothing cool like that around here.
Morning, Dana Reed. How are you today? Yeah, we've got a pretty good. That's a pretty neat setup that the college put together here. You can buy monthly passes, so it's a little discounted rate over what that daily pass is, and then you can just go in there and use it whenever you want. The biggest problem that we've got with it now, though, is a lot of people have started using it for their home businesses. So they'll go in there and they'll tie up the 3D printers or they'll tie up the laser gear for an entire day, just printing and working or engraving things for them to take home and sell.
Oh, that's crappy.
Yeah, that is. To me, that is. If you're doing it as a business, go buy your own gear.
Yeah, they're not that expensive. You can get a fairly decent one for fairly cheap.
I was really wanting to. There's somebody here in town that went and bought a laser engraver, and then decided that they didn't have time to use it, and they've got it steeply discounted. I think that thing was like a 50-watt laser, so it's a good size unit, and they're down to
Yeah,
like $1,200 they want for it.
that's not bad.
No, that thing would be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing that they put that together with the college. It gets used. There's people in there all the time, so kind of an outreach program that they did.
I'm
Well,
just so computer illiterate.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm at that age where, computers were there, but you know,
Oh, me too. But I kind of I had an interest in the geeky side, so I started off. When I was in high school, they brought in the Apple computers, and so I was playing with those and programming with those, and I've kind of stuck with it, and it worked out for me because I was in law enforcement for 10 years and decided I'd had enough of the political BS. Got a job at a small computer shop, and I've been doing IT ever since.
really.
So I've been working in the IT world for about 28 years now.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
it's worked out pretty well.
it interests me. Everybody bugs me to get into it because, you know, I had a t-shirt business where I had to try to, print stuff and stuff like that. But if I can't put my hands on it and feel it, you know,
Yep.
then I lose interest in it really quick, So like the software and all that, I lose interest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Is there political BS? I think even more so when you work with sheriff's departments because it's an elected position. So everything is about keeping everybody happy so you can get the votes. So yeah, political
Oh,
BS is an understatement. I worked for one real small department, and the sheriff there was just something else. He was a crook. He just downright was, and he would go out of his way if anybody wanted to leave there to make sure that they did not get a job in law enforcement again, just out of spite. He would spread rumors and make phone calls and accuse them of crap, and then come to find out he was recording every single conversation he had with everybody, and even if you called in just to call in sick, he'd go make a recording of it and keep it. So yeah, it was definitely time to get out of that racket. I enjoyed it. A lot of days I miss it, but
Yeah, at some point you had to have realized the criminals and the law enforcement all worked for the same people.
In a way, well, I worked on a little bigger department here in Wyoming at one point, and we had a guy here in town that we knew was dealing drugs. Right? Everybody knew it. The chief of police here in town had told his officers not to touch him.
Yeah.
He was off limits. So it's enough to about make you want to cry, because there's just no reason for it.
Oh yeah.
Bugs me now that I jacked up my lock. Dang it. Well, and I'm one of them that he hosed over. So I had moved. I had taken a job with another department. I already had all my gear issued, uniforms, everything, moved, got into my new place, showed up for my first day of work and said, well, we heard some rumors about you. We don't know if they're true or not, but we decided not to hire you after all. So there I sat unemployed. So that's when I got my first job in IT, working out of just a little mom and pop computer shop building custom computer systems. So it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun place to work. I learned an awful lot. And then I moved into healthcare, worked at a couple different hospitals before landing where I'm at now. I've been with this company now for 18 years. Worked my way up through the ranks from a site support person to a server infrastructure admin, and now I'm the IT manager there. So it's been a good trip.
Every time I hear you say IT, I think of that Saturday Night Live back in the 90s. Move.
Yes, move. Yeah. Another good one. Have you ever seen the IT Crowd?
No.
Oh my God, it's a British comedy about an
Oh
IT department, and it is the funniest crap ever. He's got the service desk guy, and people call in, and all he does is he picks the phone up. Have you tried turning it off and on again? And hangs up. It is the funniest show. It's that British style humor, but it is absolutely amazing. Yeah, IT can be fun. It can be a bit of a challenge. I enjoy it. The hardest part I've gotten out at this point are managing people.
Yeah. I think that's in anything.
When COVID rolled through, we had a lot of allowing people to go home, their work from home more, and we've been able to maintain that within our IT department a bit, but it's been somewhat painful. What do I got here? Making sure that people are actually at home and working.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. Yeah, I don't know. You talk about hand issues. One of the things that I've been having going on is I sit here doing picking sessions, and after just a few minutes, my hand goes to sleep on me. I lose circulation. I've got to stop and shake my hand, move it around a bit, get things flowing again.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time because I'll pick laying in bed. That's mostly what I do. That's why I'm just now learning how to pick out of a vise, because I would just lay there like this and both my arms would go numb because they were holding me up and picking at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right, Rockout. The job would be wonderful if it wasn't for the people. And that connection to the internet, that'll kill you. If we could just unplug the internet and not give anybody any access, we'd have a lot less problems. Somebody got into our corporate Amazon account here a bit ago and went on a shopping spree. I didn't even know that Amazon sold some of that stuff. We sent a $10,000 watch off to Las Vegas. I didn't
Damn.
even know Amazon sold $10,000 watches.
Oh yeah, they sell Rolexes.
Yeah, this wasn't a Rolex. This was some other brand I'd never heard of before. Yeah, it certainly could be, Zoe. I don't have it happen when I'm typing and working, but just when I'm sitting here picking is the only time it really happens to me. But it certainly could be. But it'll go all the way, not even just my hand, it'll go all the way up my arm, all the way to my elbow, will go numb. But it wouldn't surprise me. A lot of years behind a keyboard typing. It wasn't typing here, it was typing in reports.
Now I know who to ask when I'm ready to get my laptop so I can make better videos.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's my biggest thing is I need to find a better camera setup or something. I mean, I've got some halfway decent gear. It just isn't lined up the way
Yeah.
it probably could be. And then the problem that I've got is not being able to zoom unless I time my phone. So right now I'm using my cell phone and I can zoom pretty well with this.
Yeah, that's
And
all
it,
I got on my phone.
well, this is actually tied to my computer. So it's
Oh,
running through my PC so I can record from there, but still have the zoom capability, which I like that part. I just don't like having the tripod sitting in front of me. So I'd like to
yeah.
find a better way to do that.
Yeah, I got a pretty top notch. I got my phone and my daughter thought it would be funny when I said my other light almost caught on fire to go get me a ring light from the store. She got
Yeah.
me a pink unicorn ring light.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I have a little ring light. It's a cheapie. I found somebody here local was selling it on Facebook, so I picked it up. But it definitely helps. It throws a lot more light out. If I turn that thing off, you can see there, it gets kind of dark, get a lot of shadow and makes it hard
Yeah.
to see things. So having that light did make a big difference. Who cares if it's a unicorn, right? Here, I'm gonna try and change my microphone up. Let me know if you can hear me when I do this. I'm having issues with this thing not wanting to use my mic. All right, I'm back. It's weird. I have one of these little lapel mics,
Yeah.
and this honking software will not use it.
Huh.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't
I'll get
on,
a
but
hold
I
of
had
one.
to.
But I'm just afraid that if if I order something, it's not gonna be compatible with my phone and then YouTube, and I just know that's what's gonna happen.
See, it's just so weird. It just will not work with this software. It works beautiful and everything else. I can hook it direct to my phone. My audio works, but I try and use it with Restream. Nah, it won't recognize that mic.
Hmm. I'd like to get a tablet or something to I don't know whether a tablet or a laptop, whatever has enough RAM to edit videos so I can actually see what people are writing.
Right. Well, the RAM isn't really the big part when it comes to editing video. It's your graphics.
Graphics card.
Yeah, graphics card is what makes and breaks the video editing. So like I use Caden Live to compile my videos, edit them, and I can tell it to use either the processor in my computer or use the graphics. If I have it set to running on the processor, it'll process at about 40-45 frames per second. If I kick it over and I tell it to use the graphics card, that jumps to 95 frames a second. just by making that
Oh,
change.
wow.
So graphics can make a big difference. Like I'm running on an old computer that I actually pulled out of a junk heap, and it works fine. But the onboard graphics on it, I'd rather add a dedicated graphics card would be better. But it processes pretty well. My laptop, it'll process them, but it just takes longer because it just
Yeah.
doesn't have the graphics to support it. But then I've got two monitors set up so that way I can have the stream software on one side and yeah, good luck. Have fun making pancakes. I was doing the same thing yesterday, making pancakes for the little ones. I don't know, they can't be regular pancakes. You got to make fancy pancakes for them. See this lock, man. I mean,
Yeah.
look at how much
Spontaneous.
power I've
Give
got in
me
a
some
tension
tips
wrench.
later for sure.
Just in order to get that thing to tension, look at how far I've got to crank that tension wrench in the keyway.
Oh boy.
That's how wore out it is. If I put anything bigger or thicker in there to actually fit the keyway, it just spins its way out because it's just too destroyed. But this was the first 1100 I started on. Really didn't know what I was doing, and I was way over tensioning and just tore it apart.
Yeah.
It still works and opens, but no, wrong key. I think, yeah, this is one that I've got. This is another one that 1100 that locksmith gave me. I don't have a key for it, so I went and bought a key blank, and I'm hoping at some point to take time to mess with that thing and pick it open. Then I can gut it, and I'm going to try building my own key for it. Thought
All
that'd be
right.
kind of fun to see if I could build a key.
Yeah, you can get the um American Master Lock little partial pinning kit on Amazon, and it'll tell you what size key pins you got in there and everything.
Oh,
And
really?
then, yeah, you got pins and everything. Just measure them up and
Huh. I figured once I got it cored, I can just put this in there and start seeing how far down each one needs to go and start grinding, start
yeah,
filing, see what I can get. So one of the things I'm still not very good at either is picking up a lock that I haven't messed with forever and being able to figure out how to pick and get into it. Unless it's like I said, an orange belt or lower, I struggle. Yeah, using an old phone. I've got a tablet, but then I've got, like I said, most of my stuff I do from this computer down here, and I've got multiple monitors, so I can have my chat on one screen and the live stream on another, be able to see what's going on, which helps.
yeah. I don't even know what kind of locks are at Orange Belt. I never got into that. I was never on Reddit and stuff like that until like this year. I was only on Facebook and stuff, and I had
Yeah.
heard about the belt system and all that, but I never really paid attention to it because I just, you know, did my own thing.
Well, that's really kind of what I started at doing was just using that because they give you exploded views of what's in the locks, what the pins look like, it's just kind of neat to dig through and do it. And
Oh
then
yeah,
from there, I just kind of started doing some of it. But the information they've got on the different locks out there is just crazy.
yeah, that's outstanding. I
Yeah.
Since I found out you could get on there and do that,
Yeah. I
I
use it a
learned
lot for that. I recommend that to people all the time.
I learned my first dimple lock was a black belt lock. I
Oh,
didn't know. That was the first one I ever picked.
oh, wow.
And that was I got so excited I tried to gut it, and yeah, it's still apart. And that was years ago.
So what
I
channels are
found
you guys using on Reddit for that? I've just been on Discord. I haven't done anything with Reddit with the lock picking stuff.
I don't know. I don't know how to use Reddit. I'm on there. I get notifications. I see stuff. I'm still trying to figure out Discord. I never even knew what that was until like 3 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I am on Reddit, but I've never used it for any of this stuff, so. Oh, pretty crazy.
Most of this is all pretty new to me.
Oh yeah, me too. Hey Charles Watt, how are you this morning? I didn't have any intentions of getting this far into anything around lock picking. I was just trying to do some very basic intro training videos for a group that I'm a part of, and it just kind of blew up on me and turned into this.
Yeah, it'll swallow you whole.
Oh man. Yes, yes, it will.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yes, it is crazy.
Tell you what, it helps out a lot of people though. I know it helped me out.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, right? And that Mitten Made Lock Sports, what they're doing, that's really pretty cool. So, like I said, it's been an amazing community to deal with and get to know some people through.
Yeah,
Some of the stuff they're doing is pretty crazy. So that's awesome. Looking at this raffle that LPU is doing, that's pretty amazing. All the stuff that people have donated into that, and pick the charity you want your money to go to, and that's pretty sweet.
yeah. I've
Well,
seen some.
good morning, Lady Locks. How are you today? If there's anybody else that feels like joining the live, let me know and I can throw out some links.
I'm doing Turners all over.
Did you watch any of P Dub's 24-hour live stream for New Year's Eve?
I was on the whole time.
Were you? Holy Toledo. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was hopping in and out because I had a lot of other stuff going on, but that was crazy.
yeah, that was pretty fun. Me and G Keyman were on there all the whole time from beginning to end.
Right? That's cool. Yeah, I had work to do, so I wasn't able to pull that off. And I had to keep the wife happy, you know. She gets angry with me sometimes hanging out down here. It's just too much.
Yeah.
Dan Anna Reed got her sticker back from Lady Locks. Yeah, man, she sends out a lot of stuff. Holy cow, it's amazing to me how much.
Oh yeah. I get excited when she sends a package. She sent one like a week or so ago, and it got stuck in the town 20 miles away for like 4 days. It said it was going to be here Monday. I didn't get it till Friday. I kept running out there every time and I got issues with the mailman. Me and him don't get along.
That's funny. You know,
So I finally got it yesterday or Friday.
I've had it pretty good with our mailman. They've been pretty decent to us. What are we not popping today? Yeah, exactly, right? There's a whole lot of work and nothing happening. I'm working on another 1100. Hey, I popped this thing with 5 pins in it, but then I screwed up and turned the core the wrong stinking way, so now I got to fight with that one to unlock that. That's a wonderful morning. You know, I think I need more coffee, and I don't have more. Transparent eyeball. There's some creative names out there, isn't there?
Yeah. Can't beat transparent eyeball.
See-through vision orb. Yeah, there you go. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sending Lady Locks some locks back. Her Medicos and the dimple locks from yesterday.
Yeah.
I got them real fast.
Yeah. I'm going to start working, I think, on a challenge lock here in a bit. I've got some ideas of what I want to try to do, but we'll see if any of it works. And I'm going to send off to Lady Luck some of my stickers and poker chips, and so she can add that into some of her giveaway packs. You'll be not popping challenge locks today, huh? Man, some of those guys are really creative on those challenge locks. It's downright amazing.
Oh
Some of the
yeah.
locks that they come up with.
I've never done one. I want to do
No,
one.
I haven't either. I don't think I'm to that level yet.
If you're picking at 1100s and pack locks, you're fine.
Oh, I am just a newbie at the pack lock thing, and obviously I'm not picking 1100s because I've been sitting here fighting with this thing for how long now and haven't opened it yet. This one drives me nuts because sometimes, man, it just pops, and other times I will fight with this stupid thing. Again,
Yeah.
I just don't have the feel going when I'm working these of what the feedback is telling me. It's
Yeah.
it's a real struggle. But
Well,
and that's why I
1100.
want to keep working on a bunch of these locks kind of at this level before I try and move up into stuff that's too much harder. I want to
Yeah.
keep playing with these until I kind of understand what it is I'm feeling and what the lock or what the pick is telling me. That'll help a lot. So you've got a pretty good whole set of Jimmy Lungs now, don't you? Isn't that what I saw the other day?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the whole
Yep.
tool roll and
Yep. I just I can't be on camera with them at the moment.
gotcha. Yeah, Lady Locks, the feedback it's giving is throw this lock away. Well, if I go by that, I won't have any locks left. That's about where I'm at with all of them. Ah, these locks hate me. Guess I could keep my little bitty master locker or this Sparrow's one that I can see the pins through the side of it so I can see what's going on. You know, a lot of people give Sparrows an awful hard time about, and I'm not crazy about their picks, but I do have to say their locks that they have, these rekeyable, repinnable locks and stuff, they're freaking sweet. They are
Oh,
very well made, really nice. I like them.
I've had 2 or 3 sets of them. I always give them away to new pickers, but I always
Of the
end up with
picks,
another set.
yeah, yeah. I have one set of their picks, and I just don't like them.
The only set I have left of theirs that I still keep is the SS Devs and 15 thousandths and 18 or 23 thousandths, whatever that is.
I bought their little tuxedo set, and then when its tactical was still running, I was able to get some of their handles to put on them, and that actually helped. That made them actually halfway usable. Otherwise, they were just too thin. But the tension wrenches that came with them, I've never understood these tension wrenches. Instead of different thicknesses, they're all different widths, but the same thickness, and
Oh,
they're all
yeah.
so thin that none of them fit a hunkin' lock. So that's part of what tore up because this was like one of my early lockpick sets. That's part of what tore up my keyways was you're using those and you're cranking them way over and it's just the edge of it digging into the keyway and it just tears them up.
Yeah.
I have a monkey paw. I got one of the big ones with the artwork on it. It's amazing looking lock or pick. I really like it, but I like the look of it. I prefer the elephant trunks considerably better than the monkey paw. Hey, Nola is in the house. We're in trouble now. Yeah, everybody quit talking. Yeah, I'm trying to snag somebody else to come in and join us as well. Get the party rolling. It's always more fun when you get more people on for the actual talk stuff, but I don't mind
Yeah.
reading through the chat and interacting with that as well, but it's always fun to have somebody else.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up with it,
Yeah.
but it's so small. It's really weird having Lady Lex in the chat watching us. I
Right? That's
feel
just
weird
like
about it.
backwards.
Yeah. I don't know if I can deal with it.
Well, I threw her an invite over there if she feels like joining us and talking, but she may not want to do that today. And I don't blame her. She is on so much, man. It is crazy. I couldn't imagine. That's like a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess, may very well be a full-time job.
I'd like to make it be. Maybe make a little extra money
Yeah,
since I'm retired now.
yeah. Well, I've got my store going now with when they did these picks, I kind of had to spin up a store so I could be able to sell them because they weren't listing them direct on their site. So
Yeah.
I've got a store going. It was kind of comical. I had a big sale going on over Christmas, and I actually sold a fair amount. So
Oh,
when I
yeah.
did the transfer to the account, my wife was like, "Well, how much did you make off of that?" I said, "Oh, little to nothing." I said, "Because I discounted everything down to the point where I really didn't make anything." I said, "That's just enough to cover the costs." Goes, "Well, that's a lousy way to run a business, right?" I went,
Oh,
hey, I wanted to get a few sets of the picks in people's hands, and I got one extra set going. So this last order I did with them, I ordered a spare set, so I have another one here. So at some point I may throw those into a giveaway and see where that goes. Yeah, this stupid lock is going to drive me to drinking. I'm telling you.
Do you got any up on your site right now that I could order?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I've got a bunch of stuff on there. But yeah, it's just a lead time. There may be a little bit of a lead time because they're custom building them as we put it in. So and they ship them direct, but it's not bad. Like this last go around, man, I think I sold about 10 sets, and they had them all done and ready and out within a week. So they're doing pretty good. And that way it's, I could buy them and bring them to me and then ship them out, but then you're doubling up on the shipping costs, which just increases the cost of the product. And they just do direct drop shipping for me to the customer. So that makes it really easy.
And taking up your time.
Yeah, that's been sweet. Yeah, I get it, Spontaneous. Got to take care of those priorities first. Toys come second. I was really surprised here. I want to share up my screen real quick. Let me get that up. Got enough people here. I'll show this real fast. Let's see, screen one. Yeah. Hopefully everybody can see that. Here is my giveaway entry list. What was that?
I said I can see it, but I can't read it.
So far, I have 21 entries in my giveaway, which is pretty good. Because I just started the giveaway 2 days ago.
Yeah,
pretty amazing. And I'll try and post this out every week and talk about who's in there as you look through the list. If you have an entry that I have missed, by all means, please let me know. But I've got quite a few.
You got me, right?
Let's see. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There you are right there. Yep. So, like I said, 21 entries for only having been running it for 2 days isn't too bad. Now, I did decide to open this up where people didn't necessarily have to do a video. And the main reason for that is I didn't want to exclude people that are truly new and wanting to get involved and may not have, the stuff to do it or things like that. So, well, G Key Man, I will put a link to the video for this. But what I've asked people to do, if you're wanting to do the video side of it, I'm really surprised in the community how many left-hand pickers there are. So what my challenge was for you to take a lock and pick it both right-handed and left-handed, just to get people out of their box, out of their comfort zone, make them do something that they're not accustomed to, and just see how strange that feels, right? So it's been fun. Some of the videos people have put up have been really good. I've been, people have had a little bit of a laugh at just how hard it is and how difficult it feels, and it's kind of fun. Got to have fun with things, enjoy it once in a while. So that is what my challenge is to people. And, I can't thank Southern Specialties enough for the help that they've done for me. I ordered and bought some goods to put in the giveaway, and they added a bunch more into it. So between that and the vise and other items that I've got, man, there's dang near $200 worth of gear in that giveaway.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that, Charles, but I'll forgive you this time. Yeah, I was really surprised coming into this how many left-handed pickers I've seen. It is pretty crazy how many are out there. I wasn't expecting that at all.
I pick with both my hands anyway.
Yeah. I've had to learn to do a lot of things right-handed just because it's just not available for left-handed people. A lot of things just don't work that way. So I kinda screw with people a little bit. With the law enforcement background, when I first went into that, at that point, you couldn't buy a left-handed holster. Places didn't make them. If you wanted a left-handed
Oh,
holster, you had to find a leather worker and have one custom made, and it was expensive, and I was a little farm kid paying to go to college. I didn't have that kind of money, so I thought, "Well, I guess I am now, right-handed." So, it always screws with people because my handgun's hanging on my right hip and my rifle is in my left shoulder. Like, "What the heck?"
right? Because that's the first thing I try to figure out about people is what handed they are, what they got in their pockets, you know?
Yep, yep. I just got one of I had one of the, the glass-filled nylon, I guess is what they say it is, pocket tools from Southern Specialties. And, man, I tell you, the pick profiles that they have in the E version, the European version, absolutely amazing. That's one of the sweetest little pocket tools I've ever messed with. But I noticed after a couple weeks, the darn thing broke on me.
Really?
The plastic
I
broke.
was going to get one of those.
Well, it
Uh,
turns out it sounds like it's just I did the gray, and they said, "Yeah, the black we don't have any issues with." The supplier, for some reason, what they've done with the gray material, it seems to be weak, and they're having issues with it. So they're
ah,
working their way through that. But I bought one of the aluminum bodies and just moved my picks over to the aluminum. Man, I tell you, that aluminum one is absolutely beautiful, and uh, I don't think it weighs any more than the plastic one, or if it does, very little. I haven't thrown it on a scale yet, but it is amazing how light it is. But that thing locks up solid and is just incredible. And then I bought an extra one of the tension wrenches, and then I cut that down to make a top of keyway, and that fits underneath the top one and gets locked in. So I've got two tension wrenches in there now. But
nice.
that's a really sweet tool.
Yeah, I really, really, really want one. That's the main reason I hurried up and got and did the video and stuff. Because I'm trying, I swear, I'm going to donate money every year so I don't have to put all these hashtags and um, all this crap. I don't know what either one of them means. I don't know what a hashtag means, and I don't know what the at is. And I get the two mixed up, and then you want like hashtag this, that, and other thing. And it's just, I do the video, and then I'm like, oh crap, now what do I put on there? I can't remember.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, so the at sign is what you do to actually call out a channel and by name and identify them. The hashtag is just something that then you can use within YouTube to search to find a video. So if you put, hashtag broke pics on a video, well, then I can just use the search bar up there and I can put hashtag broke pics and find that particular video. Where if I do an at broke pics, that'll help me find you or your channel.
Ah, okay.
And then
And then,
if you put a video out and you put at sign Greyhound picking, well, then that notifies me that I was tagged in a video, so that way I can find the video.
but what I've noticed is you have to have it exactly right to what each person has it. Like G
Oh
Key
yeah,
Man, the big G, big K, little E.
but
I
as you
can't ever
start typing
remember
that, it
them.
should populate and give you that information, so you can then just click it and it'll populate it for you. You don't have to type out necessarily the whole name; it'll do a search. But yeah, YouTube is loads of fun. I've got a channel over on Rumble as well, and I put a lot of my content over there because a lot of the guys that I'm working with in that preparedness group, that's what they like to use is Rumble. So I throw it on that side of the world.
I have no idea what that is.
It's just almost like another version of YouTube, except you can actually say and show what you want to say and show. You're not filtered and restricted.
Oh,
So you can
yeah,
get a lot more in the weeds over there than you can in Rumble or in YouTube.
really?
Yeah, you can talk, boomsticks and show them and talk about it. And you can talk about politically incorrect items if that's what you want to do, or you can talk about, things that YouTube would block or filter you for. You can
I
you
have
can
music playing in the background.
Well, you still have that's a legal issue around copyright laws.
Yeah,
So you
I
still got
got
to be
to
careful with that kind of stuff.
It
But
was
they don't
bare.
filter your
Yeah,
speech. You actually have free speech and freedom of content there way more than you do here.
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, without as much censorship. Exactly right. Spontaneous. It's it's not a bad little platform. It actually works really well. Live streaming there goes extremely smooth. Capitalization isn't important. Just don't put spaces between words. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I always screw up. I put spaces between words.
Yep. I get it. I get it. Well, we got anybody else out there that wants to join us on the stream? Hey, Luckchuck, how are you? Messing with a safe dial. I haven't done that yet. At some point, I should.
I don't have any of my safe dials down here because I want to start doing that again.
Well, the
Love
only thing I have
doing
is my actual safe, so I need to be careful there. But I was looking at that new one again. That's Sparrows. That has that practice dial safe box. Have you seen that thing?
Yeah, I
That
was
looks
kind
pretty
of.
slick.
I was thinking about getting it just because I don't have anything down here to mess with,
Yep.
and I don't feel like going and spending 80, $90
Oh
unless
yeah, I
I
know.
dig up a old safe on Facebook Marketplace. But
Yep. Yeah.
because I've had a lot of saves. I used to dig them up on Facebook and repaint them, clean them up, fix the dials, and crack them, and well, had them in their house. And they don't know what the combination is anymore.
Yep. Yeah, it makes it fun.
I'm so out of practice.
I've never messed with it. I always thought it'd be kind of fun to learn that, play in that world a little bit. But I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, in fact, I carry uh, safe keys with me. The safe key. Um, where you can change the code. I think that's a sergeant and
Yep.
a guard.
Yeah, I know one of the guys that works with me, he's got the master key for the back end of the of sergeant dial lock so I can change the combination on my gun safe. I'm gonna
Yeah,
borrow that from him and get in there and redo it.
yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Haven't messed with that, but I thought it'd be kind of nice to change that up and have a little more easy to remember combination. Well, I might have to see if you'll hold down the fort for just a minute.
all right.
I've got a dog over here screaming at me wanting to go out, so I will be right back.
Yeah, key man, we can figure something out. I got the if my locksmith down the street will work with her. Oh, you got a big red? I've been wanting to mess with a big red. I've never even held one in my hand. I've done Moslers, Lagards, S&Gs. Um, there's another one, but I really want a big red. See what that's all about. I used to have it was like a master. It had all the safe key changers on it, but lost that. That sucked. I even had the 8088s and
Oh. All right. It's cold enough out. They don't want to waste too much time. They want to get business done and get back in.
yeah, I think I've had 2 cigarettes over the last 2 days.
Where are you at?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets chilly there.
Usually I just came back down here from Alaska, so I'm coming down here to stay now.
Yeah. I was just on the phone with my mom yesterday. I grew up in northern Minnesota, and she's still there, still lives on the family farm.
Oh
And
wow.
it was, she said it didn't get above 0 yesterday. They were supposed to hit 25 below last night.
Yeah, that's about Alaska weather.
Yeah.
My first year in Alaska, in 3 days we got 7 feet of snow. I got pictures of my Jeep completely covered. It took me 3 days to shovel it out.
Yeah. I wish I could find it. At one point, my parents sent me a copy of our local newspaper back home, and the front page headline was a warning for snowmobilers to be cautious because you could run into highline wires because the snow was so deep.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I grew up riding snowmobile quite a bit, and once winter really hit, you didn't worry about where the fences were because they were all buried. You just rode over the top of it.
We had a guy in our town that rode through a barbed wire fence and decapitated himself
Yep.
when
Yeah.
I was in high school. Yeah, it was bad. It was a kid I went to school with, uncle or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That can be pretty dang wicked. I worked, I'm up here in northeast Wyoming, so I end up dealing with the motorcycle rally quite a bit when I was working. And we had an accident one time. Guy was heading up towards Devil's Tower and just riding like an idiot, weaving in and out and around people. And he lost control of his bike and went off the edge of the road and hit a clump of dirt or something that was off on the side and launched him airborne. He went down about a 40-foot embankment into a barbed wire fence. And when we got down to him, he was wrapped from head to toe in barbed wire.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Oh, so you're out there in Wyoming, so you got what? Banditos and
Oh,
um
but you know what? 10 years in law enforcement out here. I would rather deal with the 2 weeks of the motorcycle rally and the motorcycle clubs than one weekend of a rodeo.
really?
And I always used to joke around and say the reason is cowboys are always looking for a fight and fighting over women. Bikers just share.
Yeah. That's true.
So, And for the most part, the bike gangs, they don't want any trouble with law enforcement. They're not looking
Well,
to draw
police
attention or have
themselves.
problems. So for the most part, they're very easy to deal with.
Yeah.
But like I said, the cowboys, man, they're always itching and looking for a fight, always. So every time you'd have a get together of those, he was almost guaranteed you were going to have a fight.
Yeah. I spent 20 years in motorcycle clubs.
It always used to amaze me here in the town I'm at now. At one point, we actually had a Banditos branch here and a clubhouse and the whole works.
Yeah.
And that was back in the days when the sheriff had to issue out concealed carry permits.
Yeah.
He wouldn't give a permit to anybody in town. But the head of the Banditos here had a carry permit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how the heck that
we
worked.
all work for the same person?
Huh?
But remember when I said we all work for the same
Yeah.
person?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it was craziness. That guy would, and you'd pull him over. He'd hop off his bike, pull his pistol out, and lay it on a gas tank.
Yep.
At least I can still rake a lock. I can't pick a doggone thing today. I got to figure out where I want to put this yet. This is one of those little pocket credit card pick sets. But then they took and they engraved my dog-faced logo on top of it. It turned out pretty cool.
Wow.
So I need to find a good home for that. You get some display stuff for some of these. So, question for you. Maybe
Yeah.
I've gotten a few people's, like here's lockpicking Paul's poker chip. What the heck do they put in these poker chips that's metal?
I was wondering the same thing.
Because they're magnetic.
Yeah. I got this magnetic box that I keep a bunch of stuff in for gutting. And every time I move my pile of poker chips, they go cling, cling, cling and stick to it.
I'm just trying to figure out what's in them. Like they're supposed to be either clay or like mine are. I just went with the cheap route, the plastic. But even those,
Yeah,
something in them. Don't know.
that's what I was just thinking about today. When I go up to the store, I might get one of them strip magnet, and then I can just stick them on the wall.
Right? Hey, that's not a bad idea. That'd be a good way to display them.
Yeah, because I love poker chips. I've been collecting those since Harley's been doing them.
Yeah.
So I got Harley poker chips from all the ones I've been to: Joplin, Lapeer.
Yeah, I don't have very many. I've gotten just a few that a couple different people have sent me. Got a couple from Eastlands. Lockpicking Paul, Otter Arms. I think that's about all I have at this point.
I got
yeah, so that's Lady Locks. That's what I bought with the plastic ones right here. And they stick right to it. So I don't know what the heck is inside of these things. The tracking chip that's in there.
I got some extra ones I'll send you.
They add a metal slug, Nola says, to most of them to increase the weight. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, my wife gets a little unhappy with me with the amount of money I've spent on stuff for this. I worked with a local print shop and had some stickers made, and then so there's those, and then Black Friday, a company had a big sale going on, so I got some of the holographics made. Another company was doing, well, Chip Labs was doing a sale on chips, so I got poker chips.
Oh, you can go crazy. When
Oh man, I know.
I've spent I spent close to $10,000 in 1 month on locks and shit. When I was in the middle of my divorce and stuff,
Oof.
I bought into a 100-year-old uh, locksmith company that was a distributor, and oh man, I spent a lot of money,
Yeah.
and I'd
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah. Lady Luck said we all keep that money part quiet. Yeah, yeah, I've done a pretty good job of that. But then she starts seeing everything laying around, and, well, how much did this cost? It's kind of like guns, right? You got to keep it hidden.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there! I finally picked a
Well,
freaking lock.
broke sent it to me in the mail.
Huh?
Just say broke sent it to me in the mail.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, G Keyman says put a poker chip on the magnetic closure on the CI case. Yeah, I may have to try that out, see how well it sticks there. That's right. They're an investment. That's a good way to look at it.
It's an investment for your future.
Yeah, that's right. It's an investment for things for me to play with my granddaughter with. That's the best part.
Yeah.
I get such a kick out of that. There for the longest time, this was the only lock she would do because it was so easy and she could pop it right away. Well, this weekend I got her to move on and do some others, so that was a lot of fun.
I can't wait till mine's big enough.
Yeah, well, mine's only 6.
Mine's not even a year yet.
Yeah, I've got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old granddaughter. They spent
Oh
the
boy.
night with us Friday night, so that was always fun. Right? And you could always sell them. May not recoup what you put into them, but you can always sell them. Yeah, that makes it fun. I don't know. She complained about that a little bit. Said, "Hey, well, look at it this way. It's a hobby that I don't have to leave the house with, so I can spend more time with you and not leave you sitting." Because my other hobbies are all I can't do them from the house. Yeah, it's fun times though. I enjoy it.
Yeah, my son's kind of getting into it. He's like 25, but he's in his first love, so
Oh, yeah, he's got other things on his mind.
yeah.
I love 44 Delta, man. They make awesome stuff. He does a great job. I know like I reached out to him because he does these for the covert instrument tools, but that's what a 2520 and a 15 thousandths, I think. So I asked him about making a set of these, but adding one with a label of 16 thousandths so that it could work with my Southern specialty tools. And yeah, he printed it right up. So now I got a set of those that match up. Pretty sweet. That guy's pretty nice to deal with. Podcast professional voice. You crack me up. My wife saw that the other day and she's like, I don't like all these comments about people liking your voice. I said, fine, I'll turn the camera on the other way so they can see me, then they'll quit commenting. But wait, there's more. There you go for the commercial.
And for just 3 easy payments of $19.95.
Yeah, exactly right. 44 Delta for all your Lock Sport 3D printing needs. How's that?
Wonder where he came up with 44 Delta. I wonder if he's 44.
Possible. I don't know. For all your 3D printed lock sport needs. 44 Delta. Yeah, he prints amazing stuff. You know, local one of the guys that works for me, he printed out these bases for me, and yeah, he did a nice job on them. They turned out great. And then I added padding on the bottom of them, so they don't slide around. They stay right where you put them. Makes it pretty handy. He printed out the large base and the small one for me. So
Nice.
yeah, gotta like it.
Yeah, this is awesome. This vise is amazing.
Which vise did you have?
Um,
Bringing Nola in. Oh yeah, yeah, that's what I've got too. Yeah, it's awesome. And then I've got the bigger based version here. It's got the storage compartments around it.
oh, wow.
Different vice clamp. The only thing I ran into with this one with the big nut and this clamp is right there. Right, it gets annoying as you're trying to tighten and loosen it because it hits the handle. Kind of gets in the way. Try that again there, Nola. But it works. It works. These are great. I love these little laces. They do a nice job. Like I said, adding that padding, I did that on both of them on the bottom of it. Makes them much better because they don't slide around if you're on a table or something using it. That's the one thing I didn't like with them is they tend to slide around a lot. Hey Nola, how are you this morning?
I'm making it. Trying to get myself up and moving. Been a long one. Oh, can y'all hear me?
We are lucky to have him. Yeah. He does amazing work. Beautiful equipment.
Let's see. Let's put this crap away. How y'all doing today?
Oh, marvelous. How about yourself?
Getting there. Trying to get up and moving. It's been a long night.
Yeah, some of you guys run some crazy long night stuff. I don't know how you do it.
Rough, that's how.
Right. Well, back in the day, I used to do that. I've gotten too old for that kind of crap now.
I just haven't admitted to myself I'm too old for that now. That's just how it is. Oh, for some of this crap away. Oh, man. Whew. Let's see what else I can do. My damn table's such a wreck.
What if Lockchuck turned evil? We'd be in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah.
All
right.
Huh?
Or if he had an evil twin.
Right. That'd be even worse. So what are you working on today there, Nola?
Just trying to get some of this crap cleaned up first, and then I'm probably going to start playing with some of these locks that Mrs. Nola got me for Christmas. See which ones I can get working and which ones just are no hope right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that license plate that you got for her. That looks amazing. That turned out really nice.
Thanks. She's loving that thing.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man. There's no point in having a damn stand to put picks in if you're never gonna actually put picks in it when you're using it.
Hey, Rockchuck, you can't make dog robots. You got to make Rockchuck robots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just gotta go back and once we pick here,
get him running around on two legs.
Why the hell do I have all these mini lock keys laying around? Go hard. What the fuck? My bad. Man, losing my mind right now.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying when you put somebody's chat message up. It disappears everybody's name. Chuck bots. Yeah, there you go. That'd be perfect. You probably make one of those small enough you could throw it in a box and mail it to Lady Locks. You know, get her to do a live unboxing and watch her scream when she sees it.
Jeez. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Got to have a little fun, right?
Always. Always.
Now I got to go start looking for some little animatronic rock chap to send her.
Get a Furby and make it look like a lock shop.
Right? That's right. Not a lockpick in his hand, send it on over.
Right. Where the hell?
Oh, mercy. Yeah, you got to have fun with it, right?
Of course. Where the hell? There it is. Too much crap laying around from the video I did last night.
Yeah. By the end of the show, you'll have the prototype. We can put it on and share it up for you, Lady Luck, so you can see it walking around. Watch its knees flexing. So speaking of animatronic things, I need to tear this guy apart. See if I can figure out how to fix him. See if I can backspace up a little bit.
Oh,
he plays the theme song from Cops and does a little dance, but for some reason he quit dancing. Had him sitting on my shelf forever. My wife got me that. So one of my things in my background while I was working in law enforcement, I was actually on the TV show Cops. So that's why I have this Cops dancing bear.
Really?
Yeah. I was that naked dude running down the aisle saying, "You're never going to catch me." They were having a really slow day, the crew over. So Wednesday during the motorcycle rally, there's a ton of activity going on over in the Wyoming side of the world. So Sturgis was completely dead. So the crew came over and asked if they could ride around with us that day. And I got one of the crews thrown in with me. And heck, it ended up I had more view time on the show than anybody else for that episode. So it was kind of fun. Those guys we got done, and the camera guy goes, he goes, I have videoed at motorcycle rallies and spring break events all over the country. He goes, I have never seen half of the crap I have seen today. It gets pretty out of control. It really does.
Well, nobody's got nothing to do out there in Wyoming, out in the sticks. They get bored and it happens.
All the people that come in, and at that point, like up in Hewlett, Wyoming, they started what they call the Ham and Jam, and it's a big pig roast, and they had topless steer riding going on for a while up there, and all kinds of stuff. The first year they had that, we met with the local police because we were coming in to help, and we asked them, so what are the rules? What do you want us to do? What do you not want us to do? So, well, city council wants this to be a success. So basically they said, don't do anything about anything. And oh dear Lord, that got taken to extremes. The next year they had rules because it was absolutely out of control. It's kind of fun. I'm not going to deny it, but there was a picture floating around out there somewhere. I don't know where it ever ended up, but of me in a uniform with a handcuff on to some lady's ankle.
Wow. That's awesome. Boy, the tolerances on this damn herd are killing me.
So yeah, you got to have fun, right? Life's too
Yeah.
short to not enjoy yourself a little bit. At one
Exactly.
point, we had some of the WWE wrestlers. Hulk Hogan was up there, and God, what was his name? It wasn't Andre the Giant. It was one of those other guys that's just absolutely massive. And
The
if you've
Big
ever
Show.
been to Hewlett, Wyoming, it is a very, very old Wild West kind of town. All of the buildings down Main Street are over 100 years old. I mean, it's really kind of neat to see. But so the doorways and such are relatively small. That guy had to turn sideways and squat down and sideways hobble to get through the doors to get in and out of those buildings.
Oh my God.
It was insane. Absolutely
Nice.
massive.
You're not talking about the Big Show, huh?
It might have been. I don't even remember anymore. I've got pictures around here somewhere of me with those guys, but they were really nice. Had a really good chat with them. It was awesome.
Nice. What is going on?
Chat was really something watching him squat down and wedge his way in and out of those doors.
Nice. What's up, Dutch?
Hey, Dutch Lockpicker, how are you today?
How you doing?
Welcome to the wide, wide world of We Can't Open a Lock.
I can't open a lock and read and pay attention at the same time. I can't walk and chew gum.
Well, that's part of the issue, right? Is you spend too much time watching the chat, not enough time feeling what the lock is telling you.
Yeah.
And they just don't want to work. But hey, someday maybe I'll get better at that.
It's funny. I can sit there and completely ignore the lock in my hand and pick it if I'm watching TV or something.
Just working
Reading
on
stuff up.
an 1100 and
Oh, you talking about this, Lady Locks?
playing with my dog legs.
I kind of stole that idea from Stu. Man, this thing lock don't work. It's killing me.
Yeah, I've got some other locks like that I need to learn to play with. I've been focused on this 1100, and like I said earlier, I managed to screw it up, so I got to work on that this morning now. I turned the stupid core the wrong direction, so I'm going to take my time and fix it right and not screw it up like I did the last one. That's another one I should try and find is a new core for the tack lock so I can fix that other one that I jacked up so bad.
Oh yeah, the one that you mangled all the top of.
Yeah, I slaughtered that thing because I rotated it the wrong way and I was trying to figure out, I was trying to counter pick it to bring it back the right way. And by the time I got done and somebody gave me some tips on how to actually get it. Well, then I got it, but by then I had it so mangled that I can't get a tension wrench to even stay in it no matter what I try now.
Nice. Man, I'm gonna have to let this lock dry out now before I can do anything.
How funny is that? I've got a dog bed next to my workstation here so my dogs can hang out with me. And I look over there, and there's no dogs on it, just my cat. I've got a cat that thinks he's a dog, and he follows me all over the place, and he hangs out with the dogs, not with the other cats. It's pretty comical.
Jeez.
Good old antisocial, or so they claim. Siamese cats. We have two of them, and they're one of them is getting more antisocial as he's gotten older, but the other one, he's all up in everybody's business. They don't care.
Sounds about right. That's a cat for you. All right, I'm done with this lock. Let it dry out. That lock's just wild.
Almost a big fail, but you still escape. Hey, isn't what do they say? Open is open.
Where's the ice? We're gonna play with
Hey, get some handcuffs. It'd be fun to get back to playing with that. I should have kept my handcuffs from when I was in, but I didn't. I still have some handcuff keys around, but no handcuffs. I need to get a set or two of those and start playing with that side of the world too. I used to mess with those quite a bit.
Yeah, you
Just
can go ahead
understood
on
how
and
they
join the
operated
chat.
and function.
I don't have any handcuff keys anymore. Last time I went to court, they confiscated them at the door.
They wouldn't let you bring them in, huh? They didn't give them back to you?
No,
Well, that's kind of freaky because it's not like they're
they knew
illegal
me.
to have.
Oh, you show up the court down here with a handcuff key, it goes right in the trash. You ain't getting that back. That ain't happening.
I actually have one, man. I've carried one for freaking ever on my keychain.
Yeah, that's what it was on my keychain.
Well, the one that's really cracked me up is going through an airport and I've got my little pocket pick set. Oh man, they freak out because they think it's a pocket knife. And then they can't figure out how to open the doggone thing, so I've got to show them how to open it. They're like, "Oh, it's just lock picks. Okay, you're good."
Oh, so you can carry. Oh man, that'd been nice to know.
Yeah,
I
they've
figured
never,
they'd take them
they've
away.
never questioned them. Well,
Man, I'm
yeah.
flown all over the country and to Hawaii and back. I could have been picking some lock picks. Oh,
Yeah, I usually have the pocket pick in my pocket, and then I've got my big set in my laptop bag and 2 or 3 padlocks in there to go with it. And they don't even look at those. The ones that are in my carry-on bag, they've never even looked at those. The pocket set, like I said, it looks like a pocket knife, so they want to check it out, make sure there's no blade in it.
yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and I've flown a few places with it. And I always bring with some locks. And that way I've got my fidget spinners for in the evenings, once I'm done working. Company I work for, we've got operations. We're in Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico. We're working on some stuff in Nevada and Arizona, so I have to fly around every once in a while. Between that and trainings.
Nice.
Make sure the vise doesn't push on the control log. Oh, that's what G Keyman is recommending. Which makes sense, I guess. It'll lock the lock up and not be able to move it. All right, so for any of you NFL fans, what do you think of the games today? Who's going to be the winners?
I have no clue. I don't watch football.
Yeah, I watch very, very little. I might try and watch the Viking game today just because, they're actually having a halfway decent season. I got to watch them while they're still good before they hit the playoffs and choke.
Right. All right. What do we want to play with? Yeah, I'm just going here with the short hook. Oh,
I need to get some better tension wrenches or different tension wrenches. I have these Longhorn set from Southern Specialties, and I like those. They work pretty well. But I want to try and play with some decent, like Z-bar style, see how they work. I have these that came in a set. But they almost seem like they're too narrow for most everything. So they kind of wallow around in there. So I need to get some that fit mo better.
Yeah, there's a set that I like that I gave to my extra set to DK, man. Ask him about those.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of really good things about like the what the heck company is it? Multi-Pick. Their tensioners I've heard are pretty good.
yeah, I like the tensioners. They're not bad. That's what I'm using right now. Is this little 1.3 mil top of keyway.
Right.
I like these looks. I like them. They're not bad. Bottom of keyway. I mean, bottom of keyway is bottom of keyway, but
Yeah, exactly.
Top of keyway ones are
Top of
nice.
keyway, you want something that actually gets in there and actually holds. I actually bought these Sparrows here a little bit ago. Now these are their super thick. I mean, these things are stupidly huge. I've never found a keyway yet that they actually fit. So to give you an idea, let's see here. Here is a 50 thou thick, and here is that one next to it. They're like 78 thousandths of an inch thick.
Oh
But
yeah, you know what I use mine for?
what's that?
Uh, simple locks.
Oh yeah. So, well, I was thinking of taking these and grinding them down a little bit. I wanted something a little thicker than the 50,000s for some of the locks. Like
Yeah,
maybe not quite as thick. So I was thinking I'd grind the ends down on at least one of them, make them a little bit thinner, and try them out and see how they work. You know, I like to get something down into maybe that 60,000s, 55 to 60,000s range. Have something just a little bit more.
yeah.
Because you know they're again like this 1100. I go with a 50,000s, and there is an awful lot of slop and play in there. It doesn't tension very well. And then if you get one that's been chewed up just a little bit, well, then they want to slip and pop out so easy that
Yeah, they're just flinging all over. And then right when you get it just about ready to pop, that's when it flies out.
there we go. Hey, there I open another 1100. Woo! At least the 1100, I can't turn the cord the wrong way and jack the lock up. You know, there's always that. Yeah, for the longest time I didn't mess with anything top of keyway. I just didn't have a need for it. So, but as I get into more and more of these locks, top of keyway is pretty, or for me, I guess you would call it bottom because I pick upside down. But hey, you know, so I need to get some of those. But someday I'll break down and buy some, play with some other ones and see what I think. You know, like I said, these ones from Southern Specialties, they're nice enough. I don't mind them. But I like some of them that maybe have a little bit better, sharper edge to them. I mean, these have a little bit of the teeth in there, but that's the thickest one they've got, which I think is supposed to be a 50,000s. But it just feels like there's an awful lot of play in there. And again, I think those come in more handy for me, at least if I'm working out of a vise. But
I just wonder if anybody's ever found a use for this thing. You ever see one of those?
Spring
I had
tensioner front sparrows.
loaded on there. Yeah.
Those things are garbage.
Are they?
Yeah.
I know I've seen quite a bit of that, and a lot of those spring-loaded.
Circular thing.
Yeah, right. Or have you seen those? What the heck is his name? Kirigami or whatever that has that set through specialties or through sparrows. Have you seen those?
Oh, yeah.
Even the like springy and spring-loaded, and same with the tension wrench. They look really cool. They look amazing. It'd be neat to try how well they work, but.
You know, the guy that makes them, the real ones, I forgot his name now. Killimaru.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yep.
The real versions are actually really, really nice.
Yeah.
Them Sparrows knockoffs are dog crap.
Oh, the Sparrows ones are knockoffs, and I thought they had worked with him on those.
Well, they worked with him, but they're not using any of his steels or anything like that. They're using all Sparrows crap to make them, just to make a buck on them. But the actual original handmade ones from him are nice. But they're more art from him than they are anything else.
Oh, absolutely, and they're beautiful. They look amazing.
Yeah. What are we missing here?
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too, Lady Locks. They would just be a neat set just to have, to say you have them.
Oh. Go home.
It's kind of the same way I have I have a set of the Star Wars themed ones from Southern Specialties, and they're neat. They look cool. They actually are fairly functional, but they're more of a collector item. They're not really something to necessarily use.
What, the Force? Yeah, I got a set of the Force. I've used it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the skinny handles, them thinner handles. I like some kind of meat on the bones.
Right.
Now, if he did a laminated version of those where he made them a little bit wider, then I would probably use the dog crap out of them.
That's one of the things that I need to get working on. I've been making plans and I've been diagramming out the handles and I'm looking at either using my wife's Cricut, because she has a Cricut that can cut thin wood, either that or the laser down at that college unit I was talking about, and try and make some handles for those and put some wood handles on them. I thought if a guy could do up right on some wood handles and kind of distress them a little bit, I thought they'd look pretty cool.
Yeah, I was looking into doing some wood handles and then maybe seeing about getting some laminated ones made, some picks made with the handle design on them. But I want to design them first in wood and then go from there.
Yeah, that's the one problem that I have. You know, they're in the chat there. They're talking about the sparrows and the sparrows version of the Kilimanjaros and things like that. You know that, and everything I've bought from sparrows comes in made from China. Which, whatever, not everything coming out of China is totally junk anymore. But if I can find a comparable product that's made in the U.S., I'll buy it there instead, where
Absolutely.
I can. Some of that stuff is hard to find, though, you know, and that's kind of what's had me working with Southern Specialties so much. Honestly, I really like their tools. Are there others that may be better? I don't have enough experience to really say one way or the other. Like, sure, but I really like them.
Better set this time. Stop playing ping pong.
Sorry, I had to respond to somebody on Facebook who sold some junk on there the other day, and he was wanting to try and line up. He was supposed to come get them today, but it's been snowing and junk out there, so he's trying to avoid the roads because he lives about 40 miles away. So I want to know if he can come tomorrow instead. That works.
Boy, I gotta figure something out. This is not gonna work.
See, that's one of these that I've kind of jacked up the keyway on a little bit. So I try and use a tensioner that actually fits it, and it just twists sideways and falls out.
Can you throw a 50 thou in there? Would it help? Does it hold better?
That's what I was just using, and it just twists and falls out.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I've got to go with a thin one so it can actually kick a little bit sideways and hook in there. But then that tears the keyway up even more. But at least with these Americans, I don't put a lot of tension on them anyway.
Oh, that's the American you're working on?
Yeah, it's another American again. This is one I've never picked this one open. I don't have a key for this one either, so I'd like to get it picked so I can get it, see what it looks like. I'm going to try my hands at making a key.
Oh, okay. Yeah, most of my Americans that I've picked in hand are destroyed like that too. It's just the nature of the beast for us lefties because it's just how we hold it.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't help any. That's for dang sure.
Nope.
And, you know, I've never been accused of being overly gentle on things, so I have a tendency to overtension.
Yeah, I'm absolutely heavy-handed.
Remind myself to ease up.
I am crazily heavy-handed. It is what it is, though.
Hey, I resemble that remark there, Lady Locks. I don't know better. I don't have any of these high-end fancy picks like some of you guys do. So, but you know, what I have has worked well for me so far. I do have my Jimmy Long set, which I do really like. Those are very nice. But you know, I really like the practice locks and stuff that Sparrows has. I like their repinning kit and some of their tools that way. Their little mini pinning trays are amazing. Picks that I have so far from them, I'm just not impressed with them. I don't use them hardly at all.
Oh yeah, some of their accessory crap, their non-pick stuff is
it's great.
Pretty okay. Yep. But when it comes to the picks, that's dog water.
No, I'm not impressed.
You seen that newest thing that they released? I forgot what it's called now. There was some really, really ignorant name they put for it, but it's that cone pick for like normal M1 keyways. It's a 2-piece cone pick. It's got like some kind of shim, some kind of shim that's designed to fit in the M1 keyway,
Right.
along with the comb pick for the M1, and you slide it in, slide the shim out, and then you can comb the lock.
Oh, that seems kind of weird.
It is kind of strange. I can see it being okay, but it's definitely a novelty item.
Right.
I can understand the get up with it because you can't get a comb pick under the pins in like a normal M1.
Right. Well, I know what you're saying, Lady Lux, about their practice cutaways, and I have one of them right here, and I actually really like it. Not from necessarily a practicing picking because it's so sloppy inside of it that it's just not good. But it's great for being able to zoom in on and put different styles of pins in it and show people what the pins look like and somewhat what to expect as you're working with them. I like it from that standpoint. But from a true practice lock standpoint, yeah, it's pretty terrible. The pins they just feel really sloppy in there, so it's kind of hard that way. But they're great for demonstration purposes to show people a little bit and show how the different picks can reach around behind and be able to lift those back pins and things like that. I use it for that probably more than anything. I was looking at that new one they have with the combination, the safe dial on the box, thinking that one might be kind of interesting. I haven't really seen anybody review one yet to see what they think, if it's dog water or what. But
Well, what a friend of mine was saying, he got it and reviewed it, and he said, it'll teach you what you need to know, but it's just not the same, you know? So,
in the end, it's a toy.
yeah, pretty
And
much.
that's kind of what you got to take from those things, right? Is use them for what they're intended for, and to kind of
Yeah.
give you a little bit of an understanding of what you're working with. But yeah, they're no end all be all in there.
You're talking about the Sparrow's practice locks?
Yeah, well, they've got a new one that's a combination lock. It comes as a box with a dial lock on it, so you can learn dial lock picking.
Think of what the name of that thing is.
Lock
Yeah, I
Chuck,
don't
yeah.
know what they called it.
Apparently, Chuck, the M1 can be combed. God, I hate to even say it out loud, but they actually have they actually did some videos somewhere on the tube or Facebook where they actually show that little tool being used on the M1. I give it credit, it's kind of cool. Nobody else has done it, but it looks like it works pretty good on the M1s, so like the master number 1s and 3s and stuff. It works pretty good apparently.
I haven't tried
Well,
combing it.
they're just set up to look that way, like the American bypass tool. They all got.
Man, I have one of those, and I cannot hardly make that thing work. I've got to put a separate pick in there to try and pry things open enough to get it to go in. Because all of the 1100s, I've got it so tight in the back end, I can't get it in there.
That and every 1100 since like 1992 has the wafer in there.
Yeah.
The little bypass wafer.
Well, the other thing, Lady Lock's back talking. She's still talking about their practice locks, and like this one, I put spool pins in there just so I could kind of show them, but the serrated pins rather, but the serrations are so poorly cut in the pins that they do nothing. You may as well just have standard pins in there. They're just horrible. But again, it lets people see what they look like, but you don't get the feel of a spool pin or a serrated pin at all with them because there's nothing there. They're terrible.
The vault.
Yeah, the vault. Yeah. Yeah, I saw Lockchuck said there's bad reviews on the vault. And that kind of wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. Maybe you just get a hold of another Sergeant in Greenleaf and build a bracket to mount it in and make my own.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I was thinking of trying to modify my bypass tool, Lady Locks, trim that back end down a little bit, make more of a wedge out of it so it's able to pry its way in better.
Yeah, what's funny about that is I don't have any bypass tools, but I made just a 6-pinner with like the most ridiculous combination of factory layouts you can. But I took the bypass wafer out. That way, if I can't open it, I can bypass it. But don't do no good without bypass tools.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I need to get some eventually. I need to figure this thing out. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, I thought I'd try this other 1100 that I haven't ever gotten it open yet. It's an old one that's been in use, so it's a little extra gritty and dirty in there, which makes it even more fun yet.
Flood it with WD-40. It'll work fine.
Yeah, I flooded it up with some lock lube that I've got, and that definitely helped.
Yeah, I'm a WD kind of guy.
Yeah. Well, I just happened to be at our Home Depot here a little bit ago, and here they had this 3-in-1 lock dry lube. And
Okay, yeah.
and it actually, man, that stuff works amazing. It really frees up a lock in a hurry. So I'm pretty happy with that.
What about
Yeah,
washing?
Yep.
Come on. I hate this stuff.
You know, I know a lot of guys say don't use WD-40 on a lock, but I've used it on quite a few, and hey, it works.
I get why, and in the long run, like I got a bunch of these best locks that I had laying around, these padlocks. I use WD-40 to get them freed up and try and get them open the first time and clean them out. But once it sits in there, like in our shop, once it sits in there, after about a month or two, all that WD just absorbs all that sand and dust that's in the air, and it becomes muck again.
Right. That's the problem with WD-40, right? I mean, it's got its place. It's a great product, but you got to be careful where you use it because it can get you. But if you use it and get it lubed up enough that you can actually get it picked and get it apart, then you can clean it up and do it proper.
Right.
Lock Chuck, you've got some extra safe dial stands. Yeah, I don't have an extra dial, so I need to try and figure out and find a dial. But it'd be kind of fun to get into that and play with that a little bit. See what I can make happen there at some point. I don't know.
Dials. I got a couple safe at my buddy's pole barn, but to get to them, it'd take me half a day to dig through his stuff that buried.
Yeah.
If it's even in the same place I left it.
Well, you know, I was looking like even a replacement one from the sergeants for like my Liberty safe. They're really not that expensive to just buy a whole new lock dial.
Yeah.
I was surprised they weren't half bad. So I just haven't decided to go there yet. I've got enough trouble with these. I don't need to add more trouble just yet, but eventually I'll get there.
Yeah, see what happens with me is I'll get bored with pin tumbler locks and I'll go to dimple locks, and then I'll go from dimple locks to trying to do disc detainers, and then I'll get bored with that, and then I'll go to safe dials, and then
Yeah. Oh, it's a never ending. There's no limit to where you can take it, right?
exactly. Then I want to make picks, and
Yeah.
this is a lifestyle, not a hobby.
Yeah. Oh, good grief. There we go. Throwing stuff everywhere.
Yeah, I am too.
Threw my tension wrench on the floor someplace. Got to find it.
Oh, good job.
Blind everybody with the glare off my bald head as I'm digging under the table. You know, they always say that hair loss comes from the mother's side of the family. But you could take my grandpa on my dad's side, my dad, and my 3 older brothers. You could line all 3 of us up, and you can tell the age from oldest to youngest by the size of the bald spot on their head.
What?
Right down the line.
Nice. That's awesome.
And the exact same style of of bald all the way down.
Jeez.
Heck, I was already losing my hair by like 19 years old. It was ridiculous.
It feels like it could be said.
Mine definitely thinned, I'll tell you that.
To use safe combo boxes. Yeah, they don't have a dial shaft. They only have one driver. Cams between
Oh, I
the
can
two.
scrounge up one of those. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, like I said, I think one of those at some point would be kind of fun to play with. So what's that you're trying to pick now, Noah?
I'm working on that Core Max that I got from Vector. I can get it. I can open it all day long in seconds, going counterclock, but trying to figure out a solve for going clockwise because the bidding for the control and the operating. Let's see, these are both control. Where's my operating key? So the bidding. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus. The bidding for both the control and the operating is so close together that the issue that's happening is when you go to set a shear line, because they're so close, it's bouncing from shear line to shear line because they're
Right?
only like 1 or 2 cuts apart. So, which is essentially the distance between the little gap in there for the control lug. So when you go to set it, they're essentially both of them are sitting on their respective shear line. So it's hard to get it to lock into place.
Huh.
And that was one of the issues that he was having, that Vector was having. But I can throw it in there, go counterclockwise, and basically bypass the control shear line and pick it all day long. And it works perfectly fine. Like, it's just a very tough lot because of the design, because of the keys.
Yeah, I have one like that. I haven't dared tackle it yet. I don't have any keys at all to play with on it to see what it's got in there. So
So yeah, just like
I haven't ventured into that lock yet.
So just like that, I can go counterclockwise and it takes me all of about 10 seconds. Going clockwise, it's a nightmare.
That's weird. You would, I mean, I can get it, but you wouldn't think it would be that big of a difference.
Oh, that'd be cool. 6730s. Just to play with.
I don't have one taken apart, but where the gap essentially, let me see, I can pull this cord. I have this one right here. So on the back, so you see the control lug right there?
Yep.
So on this lock, the bidding between the operating and the control sleeve is in such a way that both biddings, both shear lines basically fall when you're trying to pick it. They're like right there. So when you set control, the operating shear line is at its respective house. So trying to get it to lock into the right one when they're essentially the same, the distance apart that the thickness of the control lug is, it's really a guessing game and all about getting lucky.
That's weird that they would make it that close.
That they what?
That they would make it that close.
Well, it's when it's designed for just being used, it works perfectly fine. But for picking, it's a nightmare. Because when you have the key in there, I mean, it can't jump shear line to shear line because I mean the key's in there.
Right.
But see, even
now I see what you're saying. That makes sense now.
But they're just close enough that it makes picking it a pain.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's hard to keep track of which shear line you're hitting.
Well, that's the thing. I know to hit operating. I know for pins 6 and 7 for operating on this one. Well, for control on this one, pins 6 and 7 are max lift, so they got to send all the way up. But even when counting the clicks, the biggest issue that I'm finding with this one is right here, especially for pin 6 and 7, which are the first two. When you try to set, because of how close they are, when you get up there and you get a click, when you go to pin 6, you can't get the right click sets because it's bouncing from shear line. So I start playing ping pong all day long, and it won't lock into a shear line. It won't lock into the right shear line.
Right.
So it's just a constant back and forth battle.
Oh, there it is. I knew I had one out here. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
The G Key Man in the chat says, Nola, the master wafer is the height of the control line minus the open shear line.
One second, I gotta see who opened up this door. I'll be right back.
Who opened up this door? Usually with my house, if a door gets opened up on me, it's my one cat. We have, all of our doors have the handles that stick out instead of a regular knob, and he has learned how to open them from both inside and outside. So if you want privacy, you better lock a door because he's going to come open it. Just to check on you, see what you're doing. Then he leaves again. So then you shut the door, then he turns around and opens it again. He just thinks it's fun. So he figured out if he's on the inside, he puts one paw up against the frame of the door, and the other one grabs the handle and pulls it right open.
Nice.
So yeah, nothing is safe.
Picked right to shear line. I wasn't even looking at it.
Well, I'm probably going to have to call her quits here before too long, guys. Right.
Yeah, I gotta go finish fixing my bathtub.
Yeah, I've got some work I need to do as well, and unfortunately, I think I have to leave the house, go do some shopping. As much as I really don't want to, it's snowing like crazy out there. But hey, good chance to go play around in the snow a little bit.
You can keep that.
I'm not going outside.
Well,
not even if there's a fire.
Right now we are at a nice balmy 14 degrees.
14.
With wind at 4.
Yeah, you need to add about 60 degrees to that for me to be okay. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I did that in Wisconsin. I'll never do it again.
You know, G Keyman, what's gotten comical there is our dogs know that the cat can open the doors. So they will actually go get the cat, and then they'll go back and they'll lay at the door, and the cat will come and open the door from him and then go back to his bed and let the dogs in the room. So they figured that out, but they haven't figured out how to open the locks themselves or the doors themselves. They let the cat do the work for them. It is downright funny to watch those guys.
Jeez. That's always awesome.
And like I said, that particular cat thinks he's a dog. So he doesn't hang out with the other cat. He hangs out with the dogs, lays with them, follows them around. If they go outside, he has to go outside with them. Comes back in with them. It's really pretty comical. You know, if any of you guys, I've got this Master Lock 530. Have any of you guys had any luck trying to rake one of those stupid things?
Stu probably has raked it.
I've picked it a few times, and I mean, it shouldn't be tough. I mean, there's the keys. You know, it's nothing special, and it's just a little 4-pin. But man, I struggle with trying to rake that stupid thing. Heck, I even struggle with picking that stupid little lock.
I'm not much of a raker. I'm trying to go back and like learn it because I've seen people rake some amazing stuff.
Oh man, I know, right? And yeah, not me. I can rake the simple little locks, but
Yeah.
you get much beyond that. Like I said, I can do these little Brinks locks, a little master lock 1 and 3. I can rake those.
Any
Master
man
lock,
can
this
rake.
little V-line master lock. That one's probably the fastest one of everything I can rake. I can rake my master lock 140, but I can't get the 150.
Nice.
So go figure.
Come on, you ugly bastard. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
giving
remember
up
what I
on
was
this
up to on my last count of picks in this case, but I think it's somewhere around 15, 16 picks, and then all of my tension wrenches all in that one little case. I love this thing. It is
Was
just
that the small
stupid how
case
much
or the
it will hold.
medium?
This is their medium.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's like my favorite go-to case right now is this thing. It's just, it zips up. I have a Covert Instruments case for like their Genesis set, and this thing zips up when I close it up. It is no thicker than the thickest end of the of that case,
Nice.
but it holds way more stuff.
Yeah, see, for my little grab and toss in the car just to put in the
Mm.
center console, I use the I just grabbed this little guy here because I just grabbed the little CI case, but
Yeah. Well, I like it. It's a nice little case. There's nothing wrong with it. I just like this one from the sheer. Well, one, I love leather. I think this brown leather just looks stupid nice.
That brown
But
leather does look nice.
the thing with the brown leather is the more scratches and scrapes you get on it, the more character I think it brings out of it.
absolutely.
It almost makes it look better. So I like that better than the black from that standpoint. But it's great.
I agree.
Man, my
100%.
man, motherfucking get me wrong. Huh. Yeah, I like the cases. I don't carry a whole lot with me. Like when we go on vacation out of town, I don't carry a whole bunch of crap with me.
Yeah, and I like that little case for that. I can put just a handful of things in it, and away we go. And I agree with you. And I like the way you can kind of set it up as a stand. You really can't use it to try and grab things out of it. It just doesn't work. But I do like it. All right. I have a key here. What did you come off of? Ah, came off this
Yeah, I
one.
try not to carry a whole lot when we go out of town because if I carry too much, then I'm gonna get distracted instead of actually. I'm gonna start playing with locks instead of doing vacation stuff.
Yeah, I can't say that I've taken any with me on vacation, but
I take handcuffs and all with me when I go on vacation.
well, I usually do. I throw my stuff in, especially if I'm traveling for work, so that way I have something to mess with in the evening. So I'm sitting in a hotel room off somewhere by myself.
Yeah.
I went to the Black Hat convention this year down in Las Vegas. That's kind of what got me back into lockpicking. Actually, was down there. Out in their vendor booth, they had a table set up, and that's all it was lockpicking. And they had all kinds of contests and competitions going on, and they're picking locks and seeing who could pick how many and how fast and different things like that. And then in the store, they were selling lockpick sets. So I actually bought a lockpick set down there. That was they didn't have anything saying who they were from or what they were, but I think they were Red Team tools from what I found looking at it. So I have that set still around. I still use some of those. There were actually not too bad of picks. So I've been playing with those a bit.
Nice.
And then from there, I kind of went crazy and started buying stuff. So
You seen that? I don't even remember which website is that one company now that's selling the carbon fiber handled picks.
yeah, I saw those just the other day. Actually, I don't remember who they were, but man, those sure look nice.
The scary part about it is you would think their claim to fame with it is the carbon fiber handles, but nowhere if you read the descriptions on their website, which I have on my phone somewhere, but they don't talk about their pick steel. They don't even
No.
talk about the handles. They just talk about that it's lock picks and it's $100 for a set of picks, but they
Well,
give no information on it.
they're showing this insane flexibility, including through the handles. And my experience with carbon fiber is it's really not that flexible. So that made me wonder what the heck they're really using.
Yeah, carbon fiber is meant to be rigid, strong and
Right.
rigid along its
Yeah.
long
And,
axis.
and they're showing with the carbon fiber on there, and they're still bending and flexing the handles all over the place. And I'm like, that doesn't look right. I would
Nope.
expect them to be much more rigid than that.
Yep.
So I don't know. Seemed a little odd to me.
I think somebody, I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Steve's lockpicking or somebody had bought a set and they're supposed to be doing a review. I'm gonna have to pay attention for it and
Yeah.
see. But
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It's a neat concept. I was thinking about trying to look at some way to do some kind of build a mold and do some epoxy style handles on some of mine and maybe see how that turns out. But I haven't quite figured out how
I've
to
done
work it yet.
epoxy handles.
Huh?
I've done a couple epoxy handles.
Yeah. I thought about doing that just to see how they turned out, building some molds and mess with it.
Mine didn't turn out that well because it was my first time.
Yeah. I did the plastic dip on some handles and that works very short term, but it's not very sustainable.
No.
yeah,
Like I said, these handles that It's Tactical was selling, I really actually really like those. They feel great in the hand and they actually make these Sparrows picks halfway usable. But he's since closed up shop on us, so he had some amazing stuff. I bought a bunch of his little storage bags too. These things were incredible. They were selling like $5 a piece. The amount of locks I can pack in that stupid thing, and then the carry handles on the ends to throw them in and out of your luggage. They are awesome.
oh, you said it's tactical? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some good stuff. Problem was is he was going about his advertising the wrong way. He was getting absolutely dragged. Anytime he put a video on Facebook, he was just getting dragged through the mud. It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was too bad because I really liked his stuff. He had great tools, great equipment. Everything
Yeah.
I got from him, I bought my first leashy tool came off of his site from one of his sales. Holy cow, man! It was cheaper than anywhere else I could get it for a genuine leashy tool. I got
Yeah.
I got two of them. We had a bundle pack, and it was great. But
Before I spend money on them, I want to try somebody's first,
yeah, I bought the 2-pack bundle that he had of leashy tools, and they're fun. They're interesting. I bought the SC1 and the KW1. It would have been nice to have had the the threes on those where you can do the 6-pin instead of just the 5-pin. You can do 5 or 6. But I think I gave $60 for both of them.
Oh, really?
Oh, that was a stupid good price.
Well, I couldn't have turned that down.
Yeah. So I've been playing with those a bit, and they're pretty neat. I really like them. They work really well. So
If I got one, I'd probably get the best 6 and 7 pin.
Yeah.
But I think that's the only ones I really use because I don't like picking Schleg and house key stuff.
Right. Well, that was kind of the whole reason I got them, right? Is this the SC1 and the KW1, those will work on probably 90% of the home door locks that you would find.
Yeah.
And that was my thought again, thinking from the preparedness side of the world, that was probably the most reasonable set of them to have. And at some point, maybe I'll get some others and some different ones, but because they are really neat, and man, they work. They're pretty cool.
I just always figured I could rake those faster than shoving a leashy in there and going.
See, I haven't had any luck raking those either, but like I said, I'm just not a very good raker apparently, so I need to work on that.
Yeah, I want to get. Go ahead.
I can rake door locks, house door locks, and leg stuff, and master lock. That's about
Yeah,
just
I can read quite a few of the master locks. That goes all right. But the master locks, the brinks, the stuff like that,
yeah.
they're those things just pop really easy. These new ones that I got, what model were those? They're masters as well, but they're like let's see. I don't remember which one those are, but I got a hold of somebody local, put them up for sale on Facebook. I ended up getting 7 of them for $13, and they're 6835s.
Oh, those are my favorite.
They look just like the American lock, honestly, other than their master
Yeah,
cores. Yeah, I
those
got
are
7 of those
awesome.
for $13. So I figured, hey, those are great giveaway locks.
Right
And
there.
what
That's
a
the only
cool deal.
master lock I like, and I like them better than the Americans.
Yeah,
Those
I've
are
been
my
playing with
favorite.
one of those a little bit, but I've been trying to work my way up on this pack lock, so I haven't given as much attention to them yet. But I'll get there eventually. Start playing with those more.
Yeah.
But then I thought I saw on LPU it shows those as being, was it 6-pin locks?
Yep.
These are all
6
5-pin. I gutted one of these out, and they're 5-pin locks.
Are they?
Yeah, but
Wonder
they're
if
a
they.
mix of serrateds and spools, and I mean they seem decent, but they don't match what LPU shows they're supposed to have in them.
Yeah, they're supposed to be 6 and with a 7 pinhole. That's what all mine used to be.
Right, and these have 7 pinholes, but there's only 6 populated or 5 populated.
Oh, I'm cheap.
So a little weird. And then they're all keyed alike, right? So, but I don't care.
Well,
That's
that
fine.
doesn't mean much. They
Eh,
they can all pick different too.
yeah,
You know.
exactly, right? Because the tolerances are different on every one of them, so every one of them is going to feel different.
Yeah, those are the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. I did a
Those
video
are
on them
my
where I
comfort
gutted one
lock.
apart, and they just don't match. But you know, the same point. I've got 2 different Master 1100s, brand new out of or American 1100s rather, brand new out of the American 1100 boxes that have master key sets in them.
Oh wow,
Go figure. Where the heck did those come from?
Right.
that's wild.
This one right here, I just keep picking over and over again is master keyed and 6-pin. So is the blue one over there.
Yeah, I could rearrange the pins and make new keys, but you know, I kind of figured I'd maybe just keep 1 or 2 of them for me for playing with, and the other ones will be giveaway locks that I'll send around to people. And who cares if they're keyed alike? You
Yep.
know, go to other people and they can have fun with them.
Exactly.
Especially for that cheap.
Right.
Well, I don't think it would have been a cancel order. These actually came direct out of a bulk order box. So, like I said, I don't know. Maybe they were custom ordered with those master keyways in them, and they had them rekeyed that way. I don't know before they got them in, but anyway, they're kind of cool. Hey guys, well, I need to call her quits and go actually get something done. I appreciate each and every one of you that showed up. If you haven't thrown a like
Yes,
on the
sir.
channel, hey, please do. You know, it's always nice to get people together and yak and BS and see what everybody's doing and digging with. I love it.
Nice.
How's the crystals on those American or these master locks? The pins actually feel pretty good in those. I was kind of surprised. I haven't picked any to open yet, but I have gone through and picked with them, and they feel pretty good. You definitely can feel what's going on with. I think I can almost feel better what's going on with the pins with those than I can in the 1100.
Yeah, those are my comfort lock. I always say 1100, but it's really those.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. All right. Well, thanks everybody, and thank you too for joining me on here. It's always nice to have more than one voice out there. And So I'm not just talking to the chat, but I like the chat side as well. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm, stay legal, and have a good one.
All right, man, y'all do the same.
Bye, guys.
Bye.